What's going on, everybody? It's me, Izzy. Um, it took a day. I had an appointment today, so I decided, at before I even did that, I get some books, and I managed to go to not just one but two places. I went to my normal LCS, Midtown Comics, over in the city, and I picked up those books there, my new books there. But I also went to an old school place, Fordham Comics. For those of you that are ever in the Bronx, Fordham Comics has been there since forever. What's going on, dudes? This is like just an ad hoc thing, so I'm just going to show you some of the stuff I picked up at Fordham Comics. I did pick up some really cool books there. Fordham Comics, I love the guy there. His name is Phil. It's very different from your typical LCS. He gets new books, but at the same time, he's not. He doesn't really have the biggest concern as your traditional bigger market. So the reality is that when you go there, you could find some gems, and he'll sell them to you cover price. So let me first show you what I picked up over at Midtown Comics, and then I'll show you some of the books I picked up at Fordham Comics. So let's get things started, guys. The first book, I already read it, and I have to say I loved it, and I was excited for it. This was my number one pick of the week, I'm gonna say, and that was Nemesis. I picked up this cover, the little negative space cover. I read it, I loved it already. It's a cool story. It's an origin story of how he became. So it's the starting story of the character of Nemesis. Go pick that up if you haven't picked that up. So there's that book. I also picked up a book, and you know what? If you've been watching the show, if you've been watching the channel, what's up, Josh, man, my man? You may be chilling, but I am working hard. Well, I'm not at work. I'm home. This is the comfort of my home, guys. But I picked this book up, first of all, because I picked it up because of the cover, and it is, I would consider this a key book simply because there are a few first appearances. But it was more important. What was more important to me was this cover, and that's why I picked this book up. And it was none other than the Lazarus Planet Dark Fate one shot. Look at that cover, guys. Check that out. Yeah, I get my stuff done first thing in the morning, dudes. I don't play around. 8 a.m. I'm at my comic book shop every Wednesday. So today is no different, right? Yeah, it is. Look at that, man. Doomsday. He's a thinner version of Doomsday. This is a more lean Doomsday, but I picked that up. Another book I picked up because, to be quite honest, I saw it. I heard some good news. Obviously, Key Collector did recommend this book, and it's done by a writer that I haven't heard in a long time. But I figured it looked really cool. It was definitely different. It's from the Shadow line. What's up, Kenneth? Line from Image. So that's Jim Valentino's line. And I picked up The Last Barbarians. Look at that cover. Look at that beautiful cover. See that? I picked that up today. Stuff. It's a nice book. I really do like the cover. It's beautiful, beautifully painted. But Brian Hamperlin, that's a name I have not heard in a long time. All right, yeah, cool. You gotta have those books. Shit. Now here's another book I picked up. I believe it or not, I picked up 2 copies. So one of these books might be a giveaway. So pay attention, and let me know what you think. Now, this is another book that is a first appearance. So this is the first appearance of a character. Who knows what the future holds for this character? But it came out in one of those books that usually a lot of times there's not that much hype when it comes to these types of titles. But this one, I think, has some potential. And more importantly, what the future holds for this character. So I picked up a cover, I believe it's cover D, if I'm not mistaken. And it's Marvel Voices Wakanda Forever. First appearance of the last Black Panther. So I got 2 copies. Look at this, guys. Not just one. I got 2 of them. All right. I picked up 2 copies because I believe this might be a giveaway for you guys. So I may have this as a giveaway. So that's why I picked up 2 of them. Right. This book does. Yep. Just like you said, this book has a lot of potential. It's a Marvel Voices. So Marvel Voices books usually don't have a lot of spec to them. They're really based off of whatever is the month, the season of the month. So like this month is Black History Month. So that's why this book is out. But this character, this is its first appearance, and this is one of their very first covers of the Black Panther, the last Black Panther, as they call it. So I picked up 2 covers. Another book I picked it up because I just thought there was a nice cover. And lately, it's been interesting how second printing's been working lately. So back in my day, when I used to collect comic books when I was a youngin', second printings really meant nothing. They had no value. No one really cared about them. No one really wanted them. Everybody was gunning for the first printing. And the second printing only existed because the first printing sold out in such waves that you couldn't do anything about it. So I saw this cover and I immediately said to myself, you know what? There's some really cool characters in this cover. And really, I just picked it up because I thought it was a cool cover. And that's Timeless second printing, the can cover. Now, if you notice, you see Can, but look who's here too. You got the Red Goblin. So there's something going on with this cover. And again, like most second printings today, there's usually a low print run. And when there's a low print run, then there's some demand for something. So, you know, if I was you guys, I'll double check on this one. All right. Now, another title which in 2022, I considered this to be the book of the year, the story of the year. It was my favorite story, and I can't wait. We're at the penultimate, issue of the book, so we only have one more issue left before the final issue is out. I picked up 2 copies, 2 different copies. I picked up a regular edition, but I also picked up a variant edition. So what I picked up, of course, 8 Billion Genies, guys. Got my 8 Billion Genies ready to read. I'll be reading this most likely today while I'm home alone. Home alone, guys. So I'm going to pick up 8 Billion Genies. And the other one I picked up, which I thought was cool, don't really know much if it's going to have any significant value. But Dirt, you just was waiting for that moment. Yep, that's right. I did pick up the Spawn one, just like you asked. I picked up the Spawn one. I love this little genie there, the Spawn genie. So I think it's really cool. But does it really count? Because isn't Spawn a dead guy? So shouldn't a dead guy get a genie? But then again, it's comics, so who cares? I picked this one up. I love this cover. I think it's such a great cover here. And I love Spawn's face as he's looking at this. You're like, where you came from? So those were the books I picked up. Those are the new books. These are your new comic books for the week. So as you can see, I got a nice little stack of books that I got there. Now, as I mentioned before, I did go to my old LCS. And I'm talking about this guy's been there for, he's been there since the 80s, guys. His name is Phil. And the shop is Fordham Comics. It is one of the oldest Bronx shops. I think it's the still standing shop in the Bronx. There's only another comic book shop in the Bronx right now that I could think of off the top of my head. That's Collector Cave. But Fordham Comics has been there since forever, as long as I could think of. And I remember going up those stairs, those creaky stairs to the 3rd floor to pick up the books. I went there, I picked up, and I know going to Fordham Comics, there's hidden gems, and you have to kind of like comb through the collections because they're stacked all over the place. But here, yeah, exactly. He's still there, man. Phil's still there, guys. But one of the things I picked up for, and again, I picked up some back issues. They're not that far back. So we're talking about maybe a week or two, maybe a month or two ago that they came out. But I did pick up some books that I consider to be really good key books. First one I picked up was, there you go, Bloodline, right? The Daughter of Blade. I picked this issue up. He had this copy there. He had multiples, so I did pick up multiples of these. So I got 2 of each. So I got this one. So that's one of my back issue books. I also picked up a set of books here. I picked up Blue Beetle Graduation Day. Look at that, number 1. Again, he sells them for cover price. To Phil, it doesn't matter. He's not interested in getting money and stuff like that. But yeah, it is her first appearance in the free comic book day, which I have. I do have my copy. I actually sold a copy the other time. But I picked up this one, Blue Beetle. All right. And of course, the one everybody's looking and hunting for, this one, issue number 2 of Graduation Day. So this one here features the first appearance of the Yellow Beetle, which who knows what the future holds for this character. So there's a lot of potential with this book. You could I got this for cover price, and you could probably find it up in certain LCSs. Some LCSs, they already know where it's coming from, so you know, it's a hit or miss with that. But the nice thing about Phil, he has it. He says to you what it says on it. So that's what's cool about him. So I picked up 2 copies of those. I also picked up some other books that, you know, are in the radar as well. Issue 1 of Double Trouble, Spider-Man. I got this again, another book that is on the radar. It features the Lady Mysterio character. So this one's issue 1, and of course, issue 2 is here, and this features the female Mysterio, the Lady Mysterio. I don't even know how they call it, but that's important to note here. So I picked that up, and again, I bought 2 of each. So, you know, who knows what I do with those books? Well, we may have a super giveaway. And a book that I saw and I went, wow, he has this book, and he has it for cover price. And the importance of this book really is, I would say, it's kind of sad why this book is on demand now, but it was so great to see that this book was here, and I was like, I can't pass this up. All right, and that's DC Pride. Now, what's so important about this book? Well, of course, it celebrates Pride Month, so this came out during June of last year. But what's important about this book is that it features a story by the late, great Kevin Conroy. You guys may know him best as the voice of Batman. And he wrote a story on this book. So this book, immediately when he passed away, this book actually went up in value. People were hunting it, and it was hard to find. And he had multiple copies. So look at that. I got 2 of them. That's what I picked up from Fordham Comics. So I'm really happy to pick this book up. I can't wait to look through that story, because that's really the story that matters to me the most, the Kevin Conroy story, just to see it. And finally, I did get one more back issue. Now, this is definitely a back issue. This is a book that, you know, it has a lot of significant value for me personally, because I am a huge fan. If you don't know, Adam Warlock is my favorite character. I can't wait to see him in Guardians of the Galaxy. And this book here has some significant value, because if anybody's seen any of my shows, you'll notice that I have the t-shirt of this cover. And, you know, I might as well just show it to you. I love Tom Raney and Warlock Chronicles. So I picked up not 1, I picked up 2. Does this book have any value? Probably not. It's probably still a cover price. It's a dollar bin type book. But come on, Tom Raney's cover is awesome, and I'm so happy that I picked this book up. So those are the books I picked up this week. You know, I'm happy that I was able to get these books. I got them at a great price. You know, look at this. 2. I actually got 3 now. But it's gonna be fun to see some of these books, and I'm gonna have a blast reading some of these books. I got some free time today to do that, and I'm just excited to do that. So I'm happy you enjoyed the show. This was just the last minute. I figured might as well give you guys a few minutes and share what I picked up today. Until next time, guys, Excelsior.